Hey, it's your buddy, Peace and Harmony with you here today. I want to cover a very important and sensitive topic with you today, and this is the idea of self-sabotaging or self-harming or self-injurious behaviors or attitudes that occur within the people who have encountered severe narcissistic, emotional, physical abuse, emotional abuse, or psychopathic abuse, basically at the hands of an abuser. It's very serious when people feel that they're so unhappy that they're driven to sabotage themselves, when they're driven to feel like they want to hurt themselves, or when they feel like they're driven to a point where they're so depressed that they can barely get up. This is a very serious topic and a very serious matter, and the state is oftentimes a direct correlation, a direct relation to the abuse that they've suffered and the helplessness that they feel. And number one, I want to advise, if anyone who's watching has felt that lost, to please seek medical attention immediately. And likewise, for people who are in severely depressed states or really uncomfortable, you need to definitely not feel embarrassed to reach out for help. Do not feel ashamed. Do not feel it's a weakness to reach out to a medical professional who you can trust, a family member who you can trust, or someone such as here on a forum who you can trust, who is a safe person to speak with, who can at least listen to you, who can understand what you've been through, provide some sort of companionship for you. It's very frustrating to encounter these sort of destructive relationships, especially when life is meant to be a positive and a great place. And oftentimes we get into sort of a self-annihilating rut when we try to feel like the chips are stacked against us and things aren't ever going to work out. And how can I ever emerge from this situation? Things seem so hopeless. And it's very difficult to really kind of like feel grounded and feeling like, yes, I can make it. The mountain is so tough. I can't get over it. Well, you really have to realize a couple things, that oftentimes this feeling is what has been taught to you. It's not the real you. And I've said this in previous videos. The depressed you is a temporary state. It is not the real you. You have vitality, you have life coursing through you, you have ambitions, you have dreams, you have an opinion, you have thoughts on things. These are all making you part of life. These are all very important sparks of energy, sparks of the real you, the authentic you that needs to be heard. And believe it or not, the trials that you go through are there to serve a purpose. They're there to make you stronger, and they're there to help you move away from the direction of bad and into the direction of the positive. And it's very important. It's often been said, it's not what happens to us that makes the difference, it's how we deal with what happens to us that makes the difference. So it's my goal here on this channel to provide some actual tools and resources that you can plug into and use on a consistent daily basis, very practical in nature, very effective in nature. And they're not just to be received passively, they're actually to be done in sort of an active manner. And I do understand the road of healing. I have been there. I have been the victim of many types of abuse. It is something that I have studied, and it's a lifelong passion of mine to surmount these things. In fact, some of the most admirable people that you might admire today, whether it's the people in movies, comedians, actors, politicians, heads of businesses, when you really kind of look at some of the very interesting stories behind them, oftentimes they did not have it easy growing up. For example, Damon John on the Shark Tank, was extremely accomplished today, but he came from very meager and meek and humble backgrounds. I mean, he started up his company in his mother's home, set up equipment to make t-shirts and clothing in the front yard of his mother's, house. I mean, it wasn't even like an industrial district in New York. He basically got the machines together. He started, following his dream. He made it happen. He was creative. He was resourceful. He was able to launch a business with only a couple of t-shirts. These are people who have come and emerged from dire circumstances, but they found it within themselves, the resource, the faith, the belief in something. And so that's basically what I want to reach out to you and let you know that sometimes when we go through these sort of periods or seasons of belief, that they are just meant to be that. And, find and realize the strength within you, because oftentimes the helplessness is what we have been taught. And especially if it's been going on a long time, you absolutely positively need to go no contact, and you need to feed yourself with nutritive people, thoughts, feelings, emotions, like I discussed in the recovery notebook, and a lot of the senses where we kind of rehumanize ourselves after really extreme dehumanization. So I want you to realize that if you have a lot of these kind of ruts or obstacles, going on in your life, that you can surmount them. I never ever thought that I would ever heal. I never thought that I would be able to speak up. I never thought that I would be able to come to the other side of it. But yet it is with study and application and knowledge that I've been able to arrive at this place. So there is hope for you. There is better feelings for you. It's going to take a little bit of time, but the work is well worth it. And I just want to give you that confidence and that courage and the permission to find that self-esteem within yourself to feel better and take advantage of the tools and really plug into them and use them so you can see the results manifest in your own life. Peace and harmony with you here today. I hope these videos help. Please share, please subscribe for more great tools, videos, discussions, and support.